inexplicable life. There was once a man named Maujud. He lived in a town where he had obtained a past post as a small official, and it seemed likely that he would end his days as inspector of weights and measures. One day, when he was walking through the gardens of an ancient building near his home, Khidr, the mysterious guide of the Sufis, appeared to him, dressed in shimmering green. Khidr said, "Man of bright prospects, leave your work and meet me at the riverside in 3 days' time." Then he disappeared. Maujud went to his superior in trepidation and said that he had to leave. Everyone in town soon heard of this, and they said, "Poor Maujud, he has gone mad." But as there were many candidates for his job, they soon forgot him. On the appointed day, Maujud met Khidr, who said to him, "Tear your clothes and throw yourself into the stream. Perhaps someone will save you." Maujud did so, even though he wondered if he were mad. Since he could swim, he did not drown, but drifted a long way before a fisherman hauled him into his boat, saying, "Foolish man, the current is strong. What are you trying to do?" Maujud said, "I don't really know." "You are mad," said the fisherman, "but I'll take you into my reed hut by the river yonder, and we shall see what can be done for you." When he discovered that Maujud was well spoken, he learned from him how to read and write. In exchange, Maujud was given food and helped the fisherman with his work. After a few months, Khidr again appeared, this time at the foot of Maujud's bed, and said, "Get up now and leave the fisherman. You will be provided for." Maujud immediately quit the hut, dressed as fisherman, and wandered about until he came to a highway. As dawn was breaking, he saw a farmer on a donkey on his way to the market. "Do you see work?" asked the farmer, "because I need a man to help me bring back some purchases." Maujud followed him. He worked for the farmer for nearly 2 years, by which time he had learned a great deal about agriculture but little else. One afternoon, when he was baling wool, Khidr appeared to him and said, "Leave that work, walk to the city of Mosul, and use your savings to become a skin merchant." Maujud obeyed. In Mosul, he became known as a skin merchant, never seeing Khidr while he plied his trade for 3 years. He had saved quite a large sum of money and was thinking of buying a house when Khidr appeared and said, "Give me your money, walk out of this town as far as the distant Samarkand and work for a grocer there." Maujud did so. Presently he began to show undoubted signs of illumination. He healed the sick, served his fellow man in the shop during his spare time, and his knowledge of the mysteries became deeper and deeper. Clerics, philosophers, and others visited him and asked, "Under whom did you study?" "It is difficult to say," said Maujud. His disciple asked, "How did you start your career?" He said, "As a small official." "And you gave it up to devote yourself to self-mortification?" "No, I just gave it up." They did not understand him. People approached him to write the story of his life. "What have you been in your life?" they asked. "I jumped into a river, became a fisherman, then walked out of his reed hut in the middle of the night. After that, I became a farmhand. While I was baling wool, I changed and went to Mosul, where I became a sick merchant. I saved some money there, but gave it away. Then I walked to Samarkand, where I worked for a grocer, and this is where I am now. But this inexplicable behavior throws no light upon your strange gifts and wonderful examples," said the biographers. "That is so," said Maujud. So the biographers constructed for Maujud a wonderful and exciting story, because all saints must have their story, and the story must be in accordance with the appetite of the listener, not with the realities of life. And Nobody is allowed to speak of Khidr directly. That is why this story is not true. It is a representation of life. This is the real life of one of the greatest Sufis.
When it comes to you, it is never the output of anything. It is never part of a story. No story can ever explain why things happened, why the real happened. You may as well say, I climbed a tree, I fell down a tree, I chased a dog, I hopped on to a bus, I ate a fruit, I slapped a stranger, and it happened. That's the most logical it can get. This is what happened. Now, the real is not happening because of any of these. It just happens. And mind you, one is not allowed to talk of Khidr directly. So how do you narrate the role that Khidr has been playing in your life? Khidr is?
Grace, truth.
Grace. Yes, truth, grace. Whatever. And how do you tell someone how and when Khidr comes to you and what he says?
They would not
Because,
understand.
even you do not understand.
True.
How can others understand?
Yeah, you can't.
When
rationalize
you follow even without understanding, that is surrender. Because Khidr has been saying all the foolish things. Look at all the maddening advices that he has been giving. Every time the fellow settles down somewhere, Khidr comes and says, you give up your savings, you quit this place as well, you go somewhere else. And where does he ask him to go? Some totally random, unrelated place. Now, if you start measuring it up on a logical scale, you will never follow what Khidr says. That is what surrender is. You do not know what the whole thing is about, yet there is something that tells you to just go along with it. You do not know where the stranger is leading you, yet you feel like going along with him. You do not know where your road goes and whether it really goes anywhere. Still you feel like walking on that road. That's what faith is, that's what surrender is.
Naturally, it happens to people, but very few have the courage to walk on it. That is also the case.
It's easier to follow Khidr. It's more difficult to explain why you followed Khidr.
That is true.
But that's what people ask you, why? Now why? I didn't think of it in these terms. Why? It just happens.
And it's very difficult to understand, make people understand it happened. Beautiful.
Was discussing the role of biographers in this story with HG. So one thing that came out was that the enlightenment story of Osho, or that the incident that he used to mention, or J. Krishnamurti process that he talked about. But probably all these stories are projected just so that a man could be a little more attracted towards the spirituality.
Fodder for gossip.
Yeah.
We love to gossip. And if we are not given ammunition to gossip, then we feel bad.
Or too plain.
Or too plain. We are
Masala inside.
yeah. The masters do not want to disappoint you. You came to watch a masala movie, they say, all right. Even if there is nothing in the movie, I'll artificially keep one item number. So out of nowhere, this thing about
Suddenly.
the tree and the silver cord from the navel, it must come. This is nothing but an item number. You wanted some spice. So he has to give it to you. take it. Fine.
So be it.
So be it. If you are so attracted to knowing how one becomes enlightened, I'll give you a wonderful story on enlightenment.
But I think even that, the real, the teacher, even then probably he's thinking probably this might attract him and he'll come and he'll
Yeah.
get, there is this chance. There's always a chance. So whatever, whatever can draw him.
Yep. You see, there are many layers to things. And Osho must be physically attractive. So he does all that he does, right? Wearing this, that, riding expensive cars.
He's still in the Guinness Book of Records.
Yeah. And it might shock you a little. But if you have a fit body, what makes people come to you?
Your mind.
You have a beautiful body. How will you use it to make people come to you?
You
Huh?
garnish your body.
Now look at Mahavir and Lalla. If you want people to listen to you, they must first of all be present in front of you. Why not attract them this way?
Okay. But then why?
Happens.
I actually wanted to ask this yesterday.
Are
Sure. Sorry.
those made up stories have any use except the one that you described yesterday, like at the store, if somebody needs to read the biography, then give it, nothing else, no.
Those stories have no use. In fact, those stories must be dropped after a point. After a point, if you are really wise, you will see the foolishness and the falseness of those stories. This night, sitting over here in front of this fire, let me assure you, no story that you hear about any of the mystics or masters or enlightened people have even an iota of truth in them. I'm not saying they have a shade of the false. I'm saying they don't even have an iota of the truth in them. Siddhartha Gautam was not at all like what his biographers make him out to be. Not at all. Neither was Jesus, nor was Krishna, nor Mahavir. None of these. And more recently, not Osho, not Krishnamurti. Because we are so absolutely dumb that we can believe in nothing except fairy tales. So we are given fairy tales to believe in. What is the difference between a kid's movie and a really adult movie? The kid's movie is fantastic. The adult's movie is factual. We are not adults yet, so we are not given the facts. We are given fantasies. The facts are very, very different. We won't be able to digest the facts. If the facts of the life of a Jesus come to you, you will be like,
Why are miracles added to all the stories?
yeah, we need them. Otherwise, who would believe in poor Jesus? Some mad shepherd claiming that he is the Son of God, running from here till there pennilessly. leading a grand following of a total of 11 people, out of which at least one deceived him.
It's a story
These are
marketing.
juvenile stories for kids.
It's a story marketing. It's a great marketing art.
Don't you see, these are stories for kids.